Good evening, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that. That was a little bit of the view from my recent trip to Timonium. Welcome to Miniature Printerland. Welcome to the first Wednesday of the month. And boy, did that month go by quickly. That was a crazy fast month, and it's going to be quite a show tonight because a lot happened. First, I'd like to start off with the traditional welcome everybody who's here today. We have some familiar faces and some new faces. So in no particular order, I'd like to welcome, let's see who's here. Frank, Steeler Fan 820 is here. Wigwag Workshop, who I think was the first person in the chat this evening. Go Via, Go Home, close on his heels. I see Dwight from Curly Express. I see Sean's Pennywise and Miser Railroad has joined us. Who else is here? Oh my goodness. We've got the Mason-Dixon Railroad. We have Sparky 107. Welcome, Sparky. More about you later. We have, who else? My goodness, the list goes on and on. I need some sort of list that shows me everybody in alphabetical order. Oh, James is here from the Dundas Junction Model Railroad. Welcome. Don Hennessy, welcome to you. Sean's Pennywise, we got you. Greg Cassidy, wonderful to see you, Greg. Thank you for joining us. Let's see, Lynn McCurdy and the HDMMRC. Hello, Lynn. Thank you for coming in tonight. Okay, Greg, we've talked about Greg. Otter Creek and Rio Grande, have I mentioned you? Who else? Who have I forgotten? If I've forgotten, put yourself in the... I see my wife. Hello. Holly Helen, lovely to see you. Thank you for joining us. Sean Rogers, I see you've joined. Caboose 121. Timmy's Miniature Weathering and Works. Stephen Sherwood, welcome. Welcome from Fort Erie. And Artie from Australia. Well, that is just a sampling of the 38 people who are here tonight. If I've missed you, I'm sorry. I will mention your name as I see you pop up, and I see Roger Coleman has just popped up. So we begin every broadcast with a tradition, and this broadcast is no different. So I will just pop open the presentation here. Picture in picture, add to stream. There we go. And today, as you will see in a moment, the, I guess, unofficial title of today's show is Norfolk Southern 1, Mini Prints 0. But before we go into that tale, it's time to pick a beer, which I will do as soon as there we go, as soon as I get to the slide. So 4 selections from across the street at the Henderson Brewery, who some of you have been to. The first is one called Right Neighborly, which is described as a Belgian ale with coffee, cherry, and cranberry. It's 5.4% and coffee, cherry, cranberry, caramel spice. So I like the label. I'm not quite sure about that, but we'll put that in contention. Next up, a German Helles. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. German Helles beer. That's a 5% beer, a light body, sweet biscuit, spicy hops, and easy drinking. And I would be lying if I didn't tell you I like the label. My personal favorite, the Henderson Export Stout, but this is not about me. This is about you. You get to choose. That's dark, balanced, dry, and roasty. And that's about my favorite, is a good stout. 7% for that one. And bringing up the final of the 4 choices tonight would be Henderson's Canadian Golden Ale. That would be their beer named after the famous Canadian rock band Rush. Citrus, pine, dry, spicy finish. Okay, and if one of the moderators could get in there and maybe get rid of Girls 18 Online, I think that I have a spammer. It's the first time I've actually had a spammer, so I'm not quite sure how to get rid of the spammer. Let me see, is there a way that do I have a moderator or somebody in here who knows what they're doing? Maybe Sparky, you could get rid of them for me. Because I don't know how to. And as much as I'd love to invite everyone in, I think that maybe hot girls, oh, here we go, block user. Let's put that there. Are not allowed into my broadcasts, not when we're doing something as important as choosing beer. So back to the beer. Are we going for the beautiful labeled, let me just go full screen here. Okay, let's do this. So we've got the lovely neighborly beer, Right Neighborly, which is kind of appropriate because they are my neighbor. Then we've got this German beer, which has got quite the label. Very cute. Hope it tastes good. I'm not quite sure why there's a fish on there, but I guess we'll find out if that's the choice. Then Yummy Stout, a meal in a glass. And what does this say? One of the out of chaos comes order, Rush beer. So what do we say? We've got votes for, what do we have? We got a vote for Rush. We got a vote for German. We've got a vote. Oh, my wife says to go for the German. I think it's between Rush and German. Another one for Rush. Another one for German. Rush, Stout. Thank you, Otter. Thank you, Govia. Stout, Rush. I think, wow, it's tough. Aussie beer. Artie, send me some Aussie beer. I definitely need some Aussie beer. I need some Foster's. Greg Cassidy saying Rush. You know what? I think the Rush is won tonight. So I promise you this. I will drink the Rush tonight. And then I will drink the German beer and I will let you know, hey, why is that none? Why no beer? I like beer. I need beer. Dawn, you can always vote multiple times. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your votes. Rush will start off the evening. And without further ado, there's lots of excitement tonight. So cheers. I hope everyone's enjoying their beverage of choice. And I will bring up the presentation. Tonight's story starts at this place. Does anyone recognize it? It is called the Station Inn. It is a lovely, lovely inn in Cresson, Pennsylvania. And it was my stop on the way to Timonium. And I'm going to talk a lot about Timonium this month because that was, or in this broadcast, because that was a big part of last month for many reasons. The Station Inn is famous for a number of reasons. The biggest reason being that it is an inn, and the windows that you see up there are rooms that overlook onto a Norfolk Southern main line. It's quite a busy main line with a ton of trains at all hours of the day. And I thought that it would be a wonderful stop on my way down to Timonium early in October. And I thought, you know, if I'm going down to Timonium, might as well get a little rail fanning in. And as you can see by the other photograph out the window, it did not disappoint. There was a ton of rail fanning, and it was a lot of fun. However, let's go back to the slides. As some of you might have heard or seen on Facebook, as I was parked at the Station Inn, and the parking for the Station Inn is across the street. And so there's the Station Inn, there's a sort of a little road, the Station Inn parking lot, and the Station Inn parking lot is adjacent right to the main line. I guess a piece of coal or a piece of ballast must have got kicked up in the middle of the night because I came out to a shattered sunroof / moonroof, which, as you can see by this photograph, got taped up. And I definitely set the record, I think, for buying the most amount of Gorilla Tape at Home Depot. Unfortunately, lost a good morning of rail fanning as I sort of put the car back together. And hell, it makes for a good story, but unfortunately, a very, very expensive repair bill, which, believe it or not, still hasn't been repaired because insurance companies and parts and all the rest of it. So, as I say, it was a little bit of a setback. Of course, it happened on day one of a 4-day trip. So it's my new ragtop SUV. There really is not anything that duct tape can't do. I think I'm driving sort of the ragtop SUV, the poor man's convertible. I don't know how I would describe it, but I can definitely tell you that Gorilla Tape is worth it. Gorilla Tape is not yet an official sponsor of the Miniprints monthly live, but I think they probably should be. So thank you, Gorilla Tape, and and thank you, Ballast from the main line. So that was a bit of an adventure, but the adventure continued because, as I mentioned, this was happening on the way to Timonium, where I've got to give a special shout out to a number of people, the main one being Sparky107107, who is here in the chat tonight. And Sparky, couldn't have done it without you. You were definitely my right hand, my left hand man. And I've discovered a lot of things about 3D scanning. And one of them is you definitely need a wingman. And Sparky, you were the wingman. So Sparky and I were down at Timonium for 2 days in early to mid October. And it was a lot of fun. It really was a lot of fun. And we did a lot of scans. And I want to share with you a little bit of what we did. Sparky took a fantastic video that I'm going to share with you because it talks a little bit, or I guess it shows a little bit about the process that we went through to do some of these scans. And it was a lot of fun. And I will also echo my wife's comment here. Yay, Sparky. Big vote of thanks. So we met a lot of people, and it really was, I think, first and foremost about the social aspects. People ask me about Timonium, and I think, the main reason I went down was to meet and greet, and met some fantastic people down there. And thank you, Jacob. I agree. And I wanted to test out the technology because I wanted to see if the 3D body scanning was ready for the big time. And spoiler alert, it is. So here's a little bit of what we achieved at Timonium. Here are some people that came out to be scanned. DC, the first gentleman, came out in full attire, as did his friend Tom, and Bill came out. And we were able to do some really unique and fun, nice work. And I want to share with you. So these are some of the scans we captured. And then this is Sparky's video. And let me just, there we go, scanning Tom. So some of you might recognize this gentleman, Tom of Tom's Trains and Things. And honestly, I chose this because this is the only video I had. So it's good that Sparky grabbed it. Basically, what we did is we put people on a turntable, and then I lined up the 3D scanner on a big pole, and we were able to capture a 360 rotation of the person and slowly drop the scanner down, which you're seeing now, and get the full body scan of them in the process. I'm working to up the scanning game here a little bit and improve the technology for the next show, which I will talk about momentarily. But it did the job. It did the job. We did 33 scans in total throughout the course of the show. And yeah, thanks, Tom. Thank you for scanning. I want to share with you a site that I've just put up. It's pretty much in beta. So that's a little bit of the technology behind it. Thank you, Sparky, for the video. And here is a new site. If you guys, after the broadcast, go to miniprints.com/minimes, and that's MINIME with an S, then I have put up, with permission, all of the scans, or I'm in the process of putting up all of the scans for people who would like them put up online for people to look at or to purchase. And there are a number of famous YouTubers that will be online. So you will see a Sparky scan up there. You will see a Heath scan up there. You will see a Rick the Tree scan. The plumber is up there, as well as some of the people in the chat, like Greg Cassidy, and all sorts of fun people. So I encourage you to take a look at them. They're just fun to look at. And so that was a big part of the month and something I wanted to share. And it really is very cool. It's definitely something that I want to keep going with. And speaking of which, the next big 3D Scan Fest will be at Timonium. So I've already got my booth set up in a primo location. Thanks to John, we will be in the Better Living Center, and I'm going to put in a reservation form. So we will be doing pre-scheduling for Amherst, and I'm going to up the technology game, and everybody who is coming down to the show is going to have an opportunity for 3D scans. And the 3D scans, I probably should go full screen here. Where are they? They are all here. So let me just go full screen for 1 second, because I don't know if you're going to see them, but they really did turn out extraordinarily well. So these are some O scale. Printed them in all 4 scales. So printed them out in S scale, in O scale, in N scale, even printed one out for someone in 1 to 12 dollhouse scale. And they really, as I say, turned out extraordinarily well. I'm going to really be interested to see how people paint them, the clothing. It really is spectacular, and quite pleased with the technology. And I think this is a fun new offering from Miniprints. Okay, so what else do we have today? Let's go back and add in this. And I guess now is a really good time to take a little pause, have a sip of beer, and see what is happening in the chat. So let's see. That is a very good question. I am definitely going to do a show in Canada, but honestly, I am just recovering from all the work from Timonium. Takes about an hour to 2 hours per scan by the time I bring it back to the studio and clean it up and all the rest of it. It was a lot of work. It was, a good week and a half, 2 weeks worth of work to get these scans out, plus working on the mini prints of the month. So if there is a show in later November, early December, I'd be very interested. If you have any suggestions of shows that you are going to be at or that you would like me to be at, definitely I'm interested. Dan, you have never been to Springfield. Well, I have an admission to make. I have never been to Springfield either, and I got to go. So maybe we will have a chance to meet up this year at the show. I would really like that. What is this? How hard is it to do various scales? Yes, it could work for pretty much any scale. Once I have the scan, scaling it is not really a big issue. There is some work involved with it, but absolutely one of the things I can do is pretty much print you out in any scale you wish. Certainly the technology will allow it. Yes, Sparky, that is right. The scan does take less than 5 minutes. And with the new technology that I'm working on, It might take even less than that because I've got a few tricks up my sleeve. You know what, Lynn? I would love that. It comes down to really two things: timing and airfare, and getting the kit. Right now, I can drive it around. I would have to get it to fly it around. What I'm really hoping is that some shows will see this as a major attraction and fly me in to do it, because we did have a number of people specifically say that they came to Timonium specifically to get scanned. So, I'm in for Southern California. I could probably convince the wife. Holly would probably like to go to Southern California. And yeah, I think May. What is in May? Well, we'll talk about May too, because I think I know what you're talking about, Sparky. So we'll save that. We'll save that coming up. All right. Any suggestions for shows? Yes, please email bernard@miniprints.com. That is a wonderful suggestion. Let me see. Is there anything else in the chat that I've missed? If I did miss a chat item, yes, I can definitely offer 3D sculpting as an add-on. Additional charges will apply, but if you want the pecs changed or anything like that, definitely can take care of that. All right, let's move on. What else happened this month? Well, I really needed that. Tom Johnson, who was a Meet the Modeler on a previous broadcast, maybe 2 or 3 broadcasts ago. If you haven't seen it, I encourage you to go back and take a look at it because his work is spectacular. Posted these the other day, and I thought I needed to share them with everyone. These are our anhydrous nurse tanks, which were a suggestion. They were a request. And he just did a spectacular job on them. His work is amazing, and I wanted to share that because that was really, really some beautiful work. If you have pictures of things you've done, by all means, post them. I love seeing, what people have done. Another picture that he posted recently was this one of our grain auger. And once again, it's scenes like this, wow. I mean, check out Tom Johnson's work. It really is spectacular. And, it's fun to produce these little pieces of gray plastic and send them out to people. But it's photographs like this that keep us jazzed and going. And let me get myself out of the picture here for a second. This, I don't know if everyone saw this, but this kind of rocked my world. This is Pele Silberg. And he added a little Lionel to one of his modules, and arguably one of the most famous current day model railroaders. It's quite an honor to have a mini print on his module. And I love the mini print that he chose because it segues perfectly, excuse me, into the next slide, which is something that I'm very proud of and that I wanted to share, is that as a thank you to all of you, because every year we put up a specific mini print to support Princess Margaret Hospital and Lionel Strang's One More Year walk. So Lionel Strang is a survivor of cancer, and he does a fundraiser every year to support the psychosocial oncology clinic at Princess Margaret Hospital in Toronto, because cancer fries your brain. And we are very pleased and very honored to support that. And we support it by tossing in all the materials, labor, and time to produce a little limited edition. First it was Lionel, and now it's Bruce, the moderately agitated mailboy who you see in that photograph. And they sell like hotcakes. And this year we were able to write a check for $3,000 to donate all the proceeds from the sales of those items directly to the Princess Margaret Hospital for Cancer Research. So that was a really good feeling, and it's something that I feel very strongly about, and something that I really like to do is to support, fundraisers like this. So thank you to everyone who purchased a little Lionel or a little Bruce, and there will be many more fundraisers on the Miniprint site, because it's important to give back. All right. What else do we have this month? Oh yeah, what's new? What is new at Miniprints this month? Let me get myself out of the picture there, because I think this deserves a full slide. It was a very busy month, as you can see. There was a theme to a lot of the things that were released in October, and I'll just highlight a few of them. A flickering campfire, which turned out spectacularly. There's video of it, and the flickering is just beautiful. It's amazing how realistic that turned out. I brought back the limited edition skeleton rider from last year. That was something that I produced only 20 versions of last year, but I brought it back this year because I have a brand new glow-in-the-dark resin, and I thought it would be fun to come out with a glow-in-the-dark version of that. That's available in HO scale and O scale only, and would you believe, and this is honestly the truth, it takes about 35 to 40 minutes to snip the HO version of that. It is unbelievably intricate, and the glow in the dark is just rock and roll. It's unbelievable, this glow in the dark resin. Hey, welcome TSG Multimedia. I see some people have joined since we did the call out at the beginning. So I see Trackside Mike is here. I see the plumber has joined us. Digger Evans Model Railroad, welcome. I see TSG is in, and no, you didn't miss a thing. Luckily, everything will be rebroadcast, so you have the opportunity to go back. But welcome, it's a pleasure. I really appreciate everyone joining. Just going through some of the things that were new in the month of October. Brought out some absolutely wicked grave markers and some Civil War cannon. And the idea behind the Civil War cannon, and most of these have been, as I mentioned, requests. The Civil War cannon was to go on either side of the Remembrance or Veterans Day monument I brought out last year. But it turns out a lot of Civil War modelers are really getting into these. These are Napoleon 12-pounders, Napoleonic Civil War cannons. The picture right underneath what's new is a 3D body scan I did of my 16-year-old son, Benjamin, with a leaf blower. That is the first and only time you will ever see Ben doing yard work. And it's 100% not prototypical. So that exists only in model form. You will not see that in real life. But what you will see prototypically that I brought out this month, or I guess last month, are the apple crates, the tiny little apple crates, and a really amazing HO scale train weather vane that was a request for someone who sent me a prototypical picture. So it was a fun month. There were a lot of really fun items that that we were able to bring out. And a lot more coming for November. Just getting started. And I'll share one item with you coming up soon. All right. So the main attraction, and this is a good opportunity for me to have a sip. And yes, Trackside Mike, you will be able to order all the scans. So provided that people give permission, they will be listed on the miniprints.com/minimes website. And all those scans will be available. So stay tuned. It's a work in progress. They're going up. It takes a bit of time to add them, but definitely check back. I have done the bus driver. I just haven't listed the bus driver. So send me an email, Paul. I'm assuming you're talking about the bus driver for the Rapido bus. I have him. I have not listed him. I do not know why I haven't listed him, but I certainly can list him. So it's just a matter of time and reminding me. So please definitely remind me. And that's what I love about these once a month, because they hold me accountable and they remind me. So email me, bernard@miniprints.com, and I will definitely list the bus driver. Okay. Oh, hey, welcome, Kirk. It was nice to meet you at the Timonium show too. So for all the people who are joining us, and I see people streaming in all the time, I want to talk about the Halloween mini prints mini build contest, because this is something that we did last month, and I'd like to do it again coming up for Christmas. So this was a lot of fun. There were no rules really, other than grab a peanut butter jar lid and build something, preferably with mini prints, because it's the Halloween mini prints mini build contest, and have fun. And I know that there are tons of mini prints that are sitting in people's drawers. Once again, the little sort of gray blue plastic. The goal of this was to get the mini prints out, painted, and have some fun. So there were 14 fantastic entries, and I want to share them with you tonight. And excellent. There will be lots of opportunity to do the Christmas one. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking that perhaps I will post this on Facebook. So if you're not following Facebook, please definitely join and like the Facebook page. And when is the next mini prints live? Let's do this online real time. Let's say that the next time I go live will be the first Wednesday in December, which looks to me to be the 7th. So let's do the Christmas one on December 7th. So yeah, deal. I'm officially announcing the December Christmas holiday mini build contest starts today, and we will do this again. So what's up for grabs here is bragging rights, is fun, is a $100 mini prints gift card, and it's not juried, it's just fun. So without any further ado, let me get my face off the screen here, and let's take a look at the 14 entries. All right. Entry number 1, and this is only in order, alphabetical order of first name. This was Bob Kerner. He modeled in O scale. He used the mini prints. I think there is a coyote and a roadrunner and a rattlesnake there. And one of the things that was really fun that I really enjoyed. Hey, Sydney, good timing. I'm glad you were able to join us. Your entry is coming up momentarily. He added a LED into the crashed rocket to simulate the last flickers of the rocket. And I thought that was awesome. There's definitely a coyote roadrunner theme on this one. Beautiful entry. Cameron did this incredible entry with a bridge over top of a waterfall. Looks like the headless horseman is going across the bridge. I just think this is, so inventive and so fun. Really, really spectacular. Once again, every one of these is a winner, and it's just about, having a little bit of fun. Chris did the ghost of the abandoned track with one of the mini prints glow-in-the-dark ghosts. He did a recent video I saw online of how he made this. Really fun to watch. Really creative and fun. And one of the things I love about Chris is that he actually did the forced perspective by taking the rails and making them narrower at the base of the diorama. I thought it was just so clever. Beautiful, beautiful video, and love the documentation on that. Sydney sent me a note saying that she didn't have any model railroad items on hand, so that she handmade everything, and she handmade it in G scale. And I think there's just something so zen about this. I love it. It's simple, it's elegant, absolutely, so creative. And that's what this is all about. It's just about exercising some creativity and some fun. And Dan used one of the mini prints graffiti artists. And I guess technically it's not in a lid, it's on a lid, but that counts because there are no rules, because rules are stupid, and it's all about having fun. Dennis sent me a note that he didn't have time to paint them. So here are a collection of mini prints on a lid. So, hey, I said no rules, right? Frank, I think you knocked this out of the park. I think this is just so clean and elegant. This screams fall, and I love the fence in the background and the choice of colors and the pumpkins. It's just, it's so simple and elegant. And I mean, dioramas are fun. They're just so much fun. I love it. Rules are stupid. And you know what? I think that that's kind of going to be the theme of the Christmas mini build. I mean, yes, I would love you guys to include a mini print. Yes, it does have to fit inside a peanut butter jar, because constraints are good, rules are bad. So let's keep going. So thank you, Frank, for that wonderful, wonderful entry. Okay. And there we go. Oh, Lynn. I know Lynn is in the group. I saw him earlier. Yes, I agree, by the way, Dan. The hay bales were fantastic. So Split Rock, I'm going to put your comment up right now, because this is appropriate, because this is Lynn's entry, okay? And if you look at his note in the email he sent me, note the ground. It's almost like quicksand. Yes, Lynn did actually use peanut butter as a base for his peanut butter entry. I just think that's hilarious. I mean, come on. Nicely done. Michelle, fantastic. Michelle Kempema, I'm not sure whether you're in the chat. I hope you'll see this on replay. If you're not, this is her first O-scale modeling ever. And I think it's fantastic. You can see the mini prints coffin, the mini prints skeleton, some jack-o'-lanterns, and the owl in the tree. And the owl, I agree. The owl on this one is just, I mean, the painting on it is spectacular. I had to laugh because somebody made a comment on Facebook, and a lot of these people posted on Facebook as well. Somebody said that they liked it, but they honestly thought that the seagull was a little out of place. Oh, well, it's an owl. It looks like an owl to me, but nice going, Michelle. Paul modeled this, and this is just, it's just amazing. I mean, this is incredible. I mean, the cows, the mini prints trough, the milk urns, the old car, the old truck. I mean, this is just so much fun, so creative. This is what it's all about. This is about exercising the creativity, having a little bit of fun. And, thank you so much for this entry, Paul. Rob Danner calls this one the Halloween party at the pond. And look at that party. I mean, that's a party I want to go to. And he really did pack a lot into that scene, didn't he? There is a lot. There's a lot in there, and there's a lot in this one too. I love the swans, the black and white swans, the ghosts. They're even, I'm not quite sure how or why, but there are even some bagpipers in there. And of course, Bigfoot at the end. So, you know, these are just so, I mean, they bring such a smile. They're just so much fun. All right, let's see what else we've got. Oh, Ron Moen. Love it. Apparently, Ron's wife said that his entry looked like a cheeseburger. So he ended up adding some more flock and turf and relish and mustard. And this is his cheeseburger entry with the mini prints picnic table, the elk, the deer, and the eagle. Just fantastic. Just so much fun. Spencer Barkley. A few of you might have seen Spencer. He was a mini print of the month live modeler, Meet the Modeler recently. So Spencer created this using a number of, well, I guess the mini prints glow in the dark, flickering fire witch, who is, by the way, my wife, Holly, the Wicked Witch of the West End, graciously allowed me to 3D scan her in her costume. And Spencer, being the wild man that he is, designed this hand in a 3D drawing program, printed it out on his 3D printer, and built this. And when I questioned him to say, did it actually fit in a peanut butter lid, sent me a picture of it in a peanut butter lid. So believe it or not, the diameter of the base of the arm is perfectly scaled to fit within a peanut butter lid. Spencer, I love you. You're a madman and one of the best modelers I've ever met, and inspiring beyond belief. As most of you know, when I had Spencer as a Meet the Modeler, I think I used the word inspiring multiple times. Okay, Stephen Sherwood might hold the record for the number of mini prints, although I haven't gone back and counted. 19 mini prints in this entry, and I love it. I mean, it's just such a fun scene. With all of the different, the gentleman cutting the lawn, and, you know, the squirrel and the trees and the ravens on the roof, and, you know, the people in the pool. Yes, Split Rock. I totally agree with you. I'm going to stick to beer. Okay, so, and there we go. Okay. So that's it, 14 entries. So what I'm thinking of is I was wondering about that too. I was wondering whether she's wearing a bathing suit or not. We'll have to take a look at it. Yeah, I like the privacy fence. I love the fencing inside there. It's fun. So this was a lot of fun. You know, every single one of these entries, and yeah, you're right. That was an ITLA shed. That was in the mini prints of the month. And I'm going to segue into that in a minute. But what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to go, there were 14 entries. So I'm going to go to a random number generator. I'm just typing random number generator. And I'm typing a minimum of 0 and a maximum of 14 into the random number generator. And I'm generating a number. And the number it generated, and I'm trying to figure out how I can share this. Take my word for it. It generated number 5. So I'm going to go back now. And the winner is random number generating number 5. So let's go back to number 5. So the 5th entry, okay, is the winner. So let's go back to the 5th entry. Sorry, guys. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Dan, you are the random number generator winner. I think you won something once before, didn't you, Dan? Anyway, congratulations. You are ATCH. You are the winner chicken dinner. All right. Congratulations. And that was a bit of fun. And everybody who entered is a winner. And we're going to do this again. Let me just get back to the current slide. You guys can see them again very quickly. All right. Let me come up here because you haven't seen my smiling face in a while. All right, congratulations. So, okay, let's pause for station identification. I want to thank everybody who entered. We will do this again for the Christmas entry. Christmas themes and mini prints are encouraged. Oh, thank you, Sydney. That's really nice of you to say. I like the fact that the peanut butter, this is not peanut butter, this is tape, but I'm using it as a prop. The peanut butter jar lid provides a constraint. And as a recovering graphic designer, I'm going to go full screen for a second. As a recovering graphic designer who has spent most of his life doing creative projects, I don't like rules, but I definitely like constraints because constraints give you a starting point. And I think that the peanut butter jar lid, which is an item that we all have on hand, gives you a nice starting point. And you could see from the entries that there was so much creativity there that a constraint that starts with, a peanut butter jar lid and then says, go crazy, no rules, to me, was a lot of fun. And yeah, more details. I'll post the holiday mini build contest probably tomorrow. And let's see. Let's go back to adding to the stream. I want to talk a little bit about the Mini Prints of the Month Club. Because I don't really want to toot my own horn, and I don't want to make this a paid political advertisement. However, I realize I probably haven't done a really great job of promoting it. And so I wanted to introduce the new name and logo for the Mini Prints of the Month Club. I'm now calling it the Mini Box, Mini Prints delivered monthly. And with Sean's previous permission, I wanted to share this little testimonial. There are a ton of people that subscribe on a monthly basis to Mini Prints. I don't do Patreon. I don't monetize my channels. But the Mini Prints of the Month Club mini box subscription really is sort of my Patreon. It's $24.95 a month, and that includes the postage. And for $25 a month, I send out to a number of people all the new mini prints that I'm working on. And it's typically about $50 worth of mini prints retail for $25. It's actually $50 for $25 shipping included. So it's a really good deal. And honestly, it doesn't make any economic sense to do it, but I do it for two reasons. I do it because the Mini Prints of the Month Club subscribers are the sort of the Patreons, the fan club, the supporters, the people that get everything first. But it also forces me to innovate and to come up with something new and exciting every month. It is HO scale only, and I'm sorry, it will remain HO scale only, just because it's so time consuming, and I can only do it for the one scale that has the majority of people. But it is a ton of fun, and I'm just producing the upcoming. I try and get all of the December mini prints out in November, so we're just working on the November one now. If you're interested, on the Mini Prints website, there is a button at the bottom that says subscriptions, and you can read more about it there. But it's a way for me to stretch my brain, thank people who are sort of loyal monthly subscribers, and it forces innovation. So just wanted to mention that. I know a number of you do receive it. If you don't, it might be something that you're interested in. So what am I working on? Okay, let's wrap this thing up. So this is the newest mini print that I am unveiling. I will post it tomorrow. And the inspiration on this is quite simple. A lot of 3D printers create chimneys that you can put on any building. However, let me see if I can go full screen here. Why not create a chimney that turns any building on your layout, any house, any commercial building, anything, into an instant Christmas scene? So I'm introducing officially today the Mini Prints chimney, Santa included. So this is a bit of fun. It's a bit of fun. Spoiler alert, this is one of the mini prints that will be going out in this coming Mini Prints of the Month Club that goes out on the 15th of each month. So I'm working on the November to go out November 15th that will have the December theme. It's going to be a lot of fun. So that's just a little something I'm working on now. And let's see. Okay, that's an interesting slide. Oh, okay. And that brings us to the end of our presentation. So I guess there was probably something in that last slide that I forgot to include, but let's go full screen. I will mention actually while this is up, everything that I do is always announced on one of 3 channels, 4 if you include email. So Facebook is the primary way I communicate. So if you are not liking, joining, following the Mini Prints Facebook page, please do, because that's where I will post, things about the contests and the builds and, what's new and things like that. Instagram, I'm occasionally on Instagram, not as much as Facebook, but the two go together. So Facebook and Instagram, Mini Prints 3D for both. More and more, I'm posting things to YouTube. So please join the YouTube channel if you haven't already. I'm going to put everything on the miniprints.com website, 20% off the minute I get to 1,000 subscribers. And the last time I looked, I'm around 590, I think. So got a little ways to go. But if you are watching on Facebook tonight and you have not subscribed, I would very much appreciate it. That would be wonderful. And then finally, email. So I've got an email newsletter going out tomorrow, maybe Friday at the latest. And if you are not subscribed to the email newsletter, that's where I post sales first. And there will, of course, be notices of that coming up. So just to recap, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and if you haven't signed up for the email, please do. So enough of all this. Let me just close the presentation, come back to you full screen. And hi, everybody. What's new? I can promise you that I will create a mini modular train layout. I actually have a mini modular train layout on the base of the Christmas tree scene. Now, this is the one that goes around the Christmas tree, but I will do a full scale 4x8 layout. That is definitely in the works. Steve, I do have, whoops, this guy does multiple break and entries every year. Okay, I definitely clicked on the wrong one, but that's pretty good, Artie. Thanks. I do have on the website package delivery men. that I brought out for Black Friday last year. So they're delivering packages, but not mail bags. But that's a great idea. Remember that every mini print on the miniprints.com website is either something that I wanted for my layout or a request. So absolutely, please send those requests in. The 4x8 layout will be available in HO, S, and O scale, and I will try and bring it out in N scale, but I think prototypical, I'll scale everything for an HO and then scale it up and down from there, but I don't know. To be determined. All right. Thank you, Lynn. That's wonderful. I will look for that. That's very nice. Yeah, I definitely want to do a mini layout on a mini layout. I think that's, as my 16-year-old son would say, it's very meta. I'm not exactly sure what that means, but yeah, I like that sort of mini layout and a mini layout and a mini layout. Let's see what other comments we've got. Sparky has a wig. Yes, Sparky does have a wig. If I've missed any comments or requests in the chat, definitely please repost it. I'm going back through the chat right now to see if there's anything that I have missed. That you can do yourself. There are different angles for a chimney, so you can sort of get your razor saw out and slice it the way you want. I did a flat bottom, but you know, their chimneys can be sliced and diced any which way. What is? Oh, thank you, Joe. That's wonderful. I'm assuming, James, that is for the Santa for the hobby store. That's a great idea. Thank you, Sydney. That is going to be a fun mini print. Let's see. I'm going to wrap it up pretty soon. Okay, here we go. Plumber was asking about when people can buy the Timonium people. That got scanned. So some of them are currently up on the miniprints.com/minime's website. They are live and you can place the order. And my goal is to get all of them up probably by the end of the weekend. So let's say early next week. That would be the goal. Certainly all the YouTubers are up there, and I'll be talking to each individual YouTuber, Sparky, Heath, Plumber, Rick, who am I missing? And anyone else. About what they want to do. So there are a few sort of technical details that I want to work out. Oh, you know, the Rush beer was nice. Thank you for asking, Greg. I would say light, crisp, inoffensive. You know, nothing spectacular, but nothing terrible. I would say that it is a easy drinking golden ale with flavor. Is it? Yeah, it's enjoyable. Enjoyable, I would say. Not knock my socks off, but definitely, you know, it got me where I needed to go, and it wet the whistle. So, all right. Thank you. All right. So what is this? Bub 31 question. So what is that? Oh, here we go. I do have wreaths. I actually have wreaths on the miniprints.com website. So if you go to miniprints.com and type wreath, you should find them. Now, if that's not the style or the shape or the size that you want, definitely send me an email, let me know. But yes, we definitely have wreaths on the website. All right. Thank you, Trackside Mike. It's been an hour. I see people are slowly petering out. Thank you, Wigwag Workshop, for joining. is the subscription shipping this month? Thanksgiving one with turkeys. So I did Thanksgiving last month because I've started to get smarter with this, and turkeys and Thanksgiving used to be November, but with the state of the USPS and the mail services, it was taking too long. So what I'm trying to do is September, I did October's mini prints. October, I did November's mini prints. And this month, November, I am doing the holiday mini prints. So I'm trying to be a little bit smarter about getting them out earlier. So there were turkeys in last month's? Yeah, there were. There were definitely turkeys in last month's November mini prints, which went out in October. But turkeys are also available on the Mini Prints website. I have not made an HO pontoon boat or platoon boat. So if someone has a request and I Heath, I go live at 7 Eastern, not 8 Eastern. So that's pretty funny. Although I almost got out a power drill. I don't know where it is now, but I almost got out all my tools to try and destroy something. So if you have not watched Heath's stream from last night, it's probably one of the funniest ones I've ever seen. So everybody go back and watch it. He is a destructo. There was a trail of destruction. It was unreal. Anyway, back to the pontoon boats. I've got a number of boats, and if there is something that you would like to see specifically, please email me, bernard@miniprints.com. And I should probably throw that up on the screen, but here, someone can post it. I can probably post it. Can I make my own comment? Definitely no guarantees. The limiting factor right now is simply time. All right. Did I just do that? Yes, and I will show it. There we go. Bernard@miniprint. Oops. And I did it wrong. Okay, bernard@miniprints.com. There's an S on there. Don't type and stream at the same time. There we go. That's a little bit better. So by all means, very much interested in requests. I cannot guarantee everything will get made, and it comes down to time and what people most want to see. All right, I am going to wrap this up relatively soon, unless anyone wants to stick around and chat or has any further questions. Heath has graciously offered to help me take things apart. Given last night, I might take you up on that. I'm not sure. I think a number of people have seen Heath's last night. Heath is actually helping me build something for Amherst and Springfield. So you guys will definitely see his building ability as well as his destructing ability. Yeah, Sydney, thank you for joining. Have a lovely evening as well. I'm going to say goodbye. Sparky, please enter the holiday edition. Details will be forthcoming on Facebook and by email. And yes, it was a fun show. Thank you, everybody. I really appreciate you popping in. And I'm going to say goodnight. I'm going to finish up the beer, clean up the studio, and we will see everybody next month, which I believe I said was December 7th, Wednesday, December 7th, the first Wednesday of the month. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you a month from now. Have a great November, everyone. Stay safe, stay well. Bye-bye.